The ICF Canoe Sprint World Championships are brought to you by the Province of Ontario, the Government of Canada, and Tourism Niagara.
And up next is the C1 under 23 men 1,000 meter heat 2 race number 15.
I like the field here in lane 2. Chile's Daniel Fernandez in lane 2. Lane 3 is Hungary's David Korsanski. Lane 4 is Kazakhstan's Timofey Yemyelnov. Lane 5 is Belarus' Maxim Piatru. Germany's Jan van Dries in lane 6. And here's our Canadian Mark James in lane 7. And lane number 8 from India, Nafiz Qureshi. Who do you like, Tom?
Well, a favorite for sure has got to be the German, but that Belarusian athlete in lane 5 in the nice red boat, he was second at the European Championships with 3:55.7, so fast time. He's obviously a strong athlete. He actually finished 4th at a Senior World Cup at Rychica in the Czech Republic a little earlier this year as well, so he's going to be strong. The German as well, they're always strong athletes. He finished 5th at the European Championships, again, about a month ago, 3:57. Very strong field. It's going to be great for Mark to test himself against these guys. Mark's got to fly off the line here. He's got to give himself a chance and be with these guys off the start.
Well, Mark James can go, but he's going to have to expend an awful lot of energy here to stay with the big boys in lane 3 and 4. The Kazakh and the Hungarian are going to be blasting off the line. Here we go, Tom.
It's a great start. It looks like lane 5 was caught sleeping on the start. He missed that a little bit. We'll see him try to catch up, but it's going to cost him some energy to get up there. Great start for the German, and great start for Mark James. Mark James isn't the biggest athlete out there, but he has some of the best technique I've ever seen. Naturally, incredibly gifted athlete. So and this tailwind is going to lend itself to his style. He's a light guy, he's fit, he can keep that boat gliding. So when that nice tailwind kicks up, you just float on top of the water that's moving nice and fast. It'll be interesting to see how he paces himself with that German athlete.
But look at that Hungarian off the start. David Korsanski in lane 3 with the green jersey on and the white turtleneck underneath. And keep an eye on lane number 5. The Belarusian Maxim Piatru was flying off the start. But this is Hungary's. Look at the high stroke. He's got the high stroke coming down hard in the water.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Belarusian athlete does. He did miss that start. I expect it won't cost him too much. He should be able to catch up and give himself a chance to go for the win. Remember, first goes directly to the A final. Numbers 2 to 7 end up in the semifinal. The rest are out. There's a great shot of the Hungarian. Notice that it's a very classic stroke reminiscent of Gergor Kolinic, one of the best canoers of all time. Huge catch, lots of power, big hip connection. You can see right now that he's out in front, but just look at the extension out front like that.
This kid's extension is phenomenal. He's almost getting to the front of his boat. David Korsanski from Hungary, look at him really lift that paddle up and get as far up as he can with his body and push off with that front foot.
Yeah, it's amazing. The challenge when you do something like this, I could never do it actually, is you reach forward like that and you end up causing the boat to really start to bounce. But this athlete can do it. He's connected enough through his hips that it's nice and smooth. It's great. Going through the 500, it looks like the Hungarian is in first, closely followed by lane 5. Next is lane 6, the German, and Mark James 7 in 4th.
Well, the Kazakh boat, Timofey Yemyelnov, is really starting to put a charge on the Hungarian right beside him, Tom. And you'll notice the differing styles. Pardon me, that's not the Kazakh, that's the Belarusian, Maxim Piatru. He's the guy that I saw off the start. But look at the difference in technique here.
Yeah, that Belarusian in the red boat is the one who missed his start, and now he's trying to take the lead. It looks like he's just gotten the lead from the Hungarian athlete in the blue boat, lane 3. So these guys are really fighting for that top spot. You do not want to do an extra 1,000-meter race if you can help it. It is not a fun event, and the semifinals are a roll of the dice because you never know how stacked one semi will be compared to another. So if you can get out of that and just get straight into that final, get a good lane in the final, you get to sleep easy for a few days. Focus on that final and what you need to do to prepare.
This is such a physically exhausting race. You've got to economize on how much energy you expend. The lactic acid is building up. The more you move, the more you build up. And you can see the Hungarian's done. Here comes the Belarusian now. He's crushed him.
Yeah, that Belarusian has an incredibly smooth stroke. I'm a bit speechless, actually. I'm serious. I have very rarely seen an athlete paddle that well. This is a nice, relaxed stroke, and he's moving this boat so quickly. Such a calm rate. These young athletes are very impressive.
And look at the Hungarian continuing with that high catch. It expends a lot of energy. Look at the Hungarian, much more efficient, relaxed, and getting a lot of propulsion out of the boat. And on the far outside, the German in the white jersey is coming up into a nice third-place finish. He's going to catch the Hungarian.
It's a great shot here. The last 100 meters, last 50, 75, we've got the Belarusian in lane 5 comfortably in the lead, followed closely by lane 3. And then lane 3 and 6, the German are racing for that second spot. But it's going to be the Belarusian in lane 5, followed by lane 3, the Hungarian, lane 6, the German, and Mark James in a comfortable 4th place in the blue boat, lane 7.
Yeah, Mark's going to have some great weather for the rest of the championships.
And here are our final results. Belarus with a 3:55.6. That's a nice fast time. Second place, the Hungarian, 3:59. Jan Vandry from Germany, 4 minutes. And Mark James in a comfortable 4:06 in 4th place. He knew where he was in that race. He knew he was going to move safely on to the semifinal. It's a chance to get out there, get some willies out, relax for the semi, and focus on what he needs to do there to get